Hey, everybody. It's Kevin Hackenberg, and apparently I'm on the internet. Um, so it's been a phenomenal joy to be around um, the country this week. Not the country, really, just Pennsylvania. Meg and I and the kids took our usual cross country road trip to Lancaster, Pennsylvania. And then we took our zoomed up to my homestead of Lewisburg, Pennsylvania, and then back down and got back. It was Asher's birthday, and we decided to, you know, it was supposed to be for Asher's birthday. We were going to do a escape room. It turns out that morning I decided I would escape from the family and go get a COVID test because I had little symptoms and got back what we would call I passed the test. I passed the test, and that's not a good test to pass. You do not want to pass your COVID test. And because I passed the COVID test, I've now won the great prize of being isolated to my basement here in the house. We have this unwritten rule that the basement I can be unmasked because I'm down here occasionally when I cross and see the family. We'll be super masked up and disinfected and whatever. But I'm COVID. I got the positive COVID test. So I wanted to just get on and just say, hey, thanks. Giving Tuesday was a couple days ago. And some of you guys know, yep, thumbs up. You can put it in the chats. You guys see chats? Where's the comments? Settings. You should be able to see comments if you guys chit chats. Type a post if you've had COVID, because I got it right now. I'm currently isolating, so you can say some things on here if you want to say something. So anyway, got COVID and I'm quarantining in the house basement. But this week, super busy week in the world of Get Kinetic. And so I'm going to invite my friend Brian Adkins to come in, because Brian is actually taking full advantage of my pain. Here's Brian.
Hey, pleasure to be this close to you, Kevin.
Oh, my mask. We're quarantining. I'm sorry. Hi.
I'm honored to be here, Kevin. I'm honored. Thanks for having me.
We can take the mask off.
Definitely.
We are not in the same basement. Are you?
That is true. That is true.
Anyway, so Brian, some people say that COVID is bad for the economy. Brian.
Okay. All right.
How is COVID treating your economy?
I can surely see how COVID can impact the greater economy, one's personal financial economy, and that entire ecosystem since COVID has started. For me, on a serious note, has proved to have me tap into a line of work that was always there, but the clients have discovered new needs. For example, the churches that I've had relationships with from having done events and performances and things like that in the past, found the need to be able to reach their congregation by streaming, which was not in place prior COVID. So being the point, there's a brave soul venturing into your domain, Kev. So
somebody, she's wearing a mask, and I've got my mask on.
I saw the hazmat suit too in the. So the long and short is, financially, it has been a benefit only because certain demands for video production and those needs have continued, in fact, increased. Yeah.
So it's interesting, but in particular, we've been working a lot because what's interesting about COVID, and I'll go mask in, because what's interesting about COVID is that, the like you said, people are using video now in
Yeah.
crazy new ways. They are jumping in and saying, "Hey, we gotta get past these barriers." And
Right.
what they're also discovering is that when you jump past the barriers using video of all kinds, pre-recorded video, other
Even
videos,
Zoom content. Yeah, exactly.
Zoom content, you're getting a lot of opportunities to reach people that are outside. So you're kind of like, if you're a local
Yeah.
business, then you're kind of, but all to say, you this week has been bad for my personal economy, but blessing for you because you've been covering me for 7 days now.
Well, see, the tricky part is that you haven't had to cut a check yet, so you still, for all intents and purposes,
we're doing the accounting, and there's you and I for what now, since we worked on Beloved together,
once
almost
upon
just
a
after
time.
that, not too long after that,
For sure.
we've been having there's a little tug and war between our checkbooks. You hire me.
It always stays somewhat, balanced, because it's like, we give and you take, and then you give and you take, but Kevin always finds the lion's share. But hey, what's the lion amongst friends? No,
that's not always true.
Yeah, but yeah, you're right. Even when it comes to the landscape of reaching people, and we'll come up to current too, like this week in particular. But there have been things like, to piggyback off of the churches, they would need to stream their services. Another church would have their praise and worship team pre-record like multiple songs with an audio engineer, and they would go through a lot of different songs, and then the preacher would tie in those pre-recorded performances into that Sunday service where there's no one in the sanctuary, but he's got this timeline of content where he does his word, plays the video of the pre-recorded content, and then goes back to him on camera alone. So it's a very interesting dynamic of how being able to engage with the public or congregations while needing to lean on video for the course of the pandemic. So those are just two examples in terms of the needs that would present themselves. So
yes,
what's under the weather is challenging, because I love to work with you, but and I'll circle back and make mention of this again when we wrap up, is that I appreciate the value that you've placed on my ability to fill in for Kevin, because in my eyes, there is no other Kevin Hackenberg. There just isn't. So for Kevin Hackenberg to feel that next up is me, I'm like, I'm honored. I'm honored, and I appreciate you for that.
Everyone else wasn't available.
I know you called 14 other people.
That's not true. That's true. No, but for real, recently we have been like working as the Twin Towers, which we dubbed ourselves, starting out 2 decades ago, perhaps.
Right. Which we might need to reevaluate that term,
because it's not a.
We're our Twin Towers, not the Twin Towers. I love the term the Twin Towers, but we kind of know what demise that meant. So I'm not trying. We'll come up with something.
We are Twin Towers. We are Twin Towers.
There we go. There we go. I like that.
You can see the resemblance in the sweatshirt, at least.
Exactly. Absolutely. Style of dress and the whole nine.
I wish, man. I need some dress pointers.
Well, you're off to a good start, Kev. You got the hoodie and COVID. Hey, look, whether you have COVID or not, you still can rock a hoodie. It's just be client sensitive, and you'll be all right.
We had a recently, Brian and I were on a trip to Tampa, and on the way back, we got matching Miami hoodies.
We sure did.
And if you heard that right, we were on a trip to Tampa. On the way back from Tampa, Miami is not on the way, usually.
Speak that truth, Kev. Tell them about it.
That hot day when Brian and I were wearing, shorts and tees, we found ourselves in the Miami airport for 6 hours.
That's true. And there we were.
Chilling.
Now, okay, in the spirit of that, I'm gonna have people understand how real the struggle was. That's Kevin struggling in Tampa. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, that's the true struggle. So as Kevin complains about the difficulties of production life, this is what he's talking about. Meanwhile, it's about 92 degrees. Let me comb around and see what we get. Now that's video. So yeah, there's a breeze going. Kevin's struggling. Mansions, palm trees. Yeah, life is so rugged in the Hackenberg environment. I don't know how he does it. I don't know how you cope.
Someone has to struggle. Now that was not Miami.
This is gorgeous. Look at this.
That's not Miami. If that was Miami, now it would be easy.
Look at this. Come on, Cal, you're contradicting yourself.
You see how I'm struggling there? I'm looking around saying
I wish I were back home.
Yes. I wish the family. I'm saying, where are my family? Where are my children? My beautiful wife? Why aren't they out here operating this drone with me?
At least right now, you know exactly where they are. Right?
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. No, but we had a good time. Oh, I got a comment. Someone says, hi, you guys. Andy Lewis says hello.
Andy Lewis.
Hello, Andy Lewis from Texas. Andy is a great friend we met during COVID, and Andy puts content, faith-based content, onto a platform called Pop TV.
Oh, nice!
And you can see some of the Funny&Amen's Christians who drink whiskey and never-minded friends content over there.
Okay.
Andy, we need to get back in touch with you and get some more content flowing your way.
I remember that podcast.
Yeah. Brian was a guest on our early podcast.
Yeah.
And if you wanna check those out, you can go over to YouTube. I'll put in the chat. YouTube.com/Funny&Amen.
While Kevin does that technical / administrative component of it, I was saddened to learn that Kev had contracted COVID, because for me, it's the thing where I knew that we've gone through test after test repeatedly for different clients for different projects. So to learn that he contracted it, though vaccinated, was like a real head scratcher for me. So it kind of puts in perspective our vulnerabilities. As much as we try to prevent illness so that we could still be at our best as husbands, as neighbors, as siblings, etc. We just want to be at our best. So to know that though he took the precautions to protect himself so that he could be healthy, to know that still had a very that orbit could still be penetrated was concerning to me, because Kevin is, my brother and I love him. So to know that there was that element of attack is it's a head scratcher, and I'm glad that he is not overwhelmingly sick, too sick to work,
yeah, true that.
But not so sick that he's bedridden and the whole nine.
I have been getting a lot of yes, thank you, man. Praise God that I'm not too sick. I have not. Chris, thank you for saying hello. I do need to take that the medication. When I was pre-21, staying with my godparents. I won't mention their names because I don't want to.
Like 12 years ago?
Yeah, 12 years ago.
Okay.
I had this is a flu. This is before COVID, way before COVID.
Okay.
And they had my first whiskey in the form of a screwdriver that helped cure the flu I had at the time. So maybe I need to try some some of the old
some of those remedies.
Old remedies to
just rub some Robitussin on it.
Some Vicks. My mom recommended the onion out, which Meg gave me an onion that's laid out. We're trying everything over here. Onions, and I'll make myself a screwdriver later. And
you started with that, with a moonshine chaser. With what she should have done. His mom should have sent you like a case of what I call Hackenberg honey. That. Oh, just to put a smile on your face alone would help you forget that you were sick.
You will know, you should know, Brian, that we have we did go on our tour of Pennsylvania. We did stop at the Hackenberg Ranch.
Oh, you have some?
We picked up some cases. You know.
Mask first.
Quarantine ends next week. Quarantine ends next week, Brian.
Don't tell that to my production schedule. Stay sick, Kev. Stay sick.
Yeah, but anyway, if you want to see some whiskey podcast, and if you want to be on our whiskey podcast, just email me. I'm around this week and would love to do a Christians who drink whiskey and their open-minded friends. So you don't even need to be a Jesus fan like I am to come on and we talk. Now you have to answer a question about Jesus, but you answer however you want. And some other great questions.
Club. Wow. I haven't thought about it. Jesus, I'm a Jesus fan. I like
Jesus
that.
Fan. You're the Jesus fan club? Nice, yeah.
That's an understatement. Yeah, I'm a committee member. I'm a board member. I'm fan is an understatement, but I like that. It's a great place to start though for a conversation. I love that.
Yeah. So, Brian, some shout outs to some of the people, like just giving some shout outs to our friends.
Derek Sonder.
We're starting there. We're starting there for sure.
Let's start with my guy Derek. Okay, I don't even need any descriptors to help support and color that one. Derek, he's an ace. I'm glad we have been able to incorporate him into the GK fold because he is truly an asset, much like that of you, of course, Kev, being the backbone to it all. And I'm sure you have your short list. Who would you also like to send shout outs to, Kevin?
Well, let me just go back and shout out to Derek Sander, who's been working with me like on a full-time basis now for like 3+ years. We're pushing up on 3.5 here pretty shortly.
Time has flown.
And yeah, he's just rocking it from like being a certified drone pilot to like, I mean, operating for the shot we did for the HBO series not long ago. Derek was at the pilot's controls. You were at the camera operator controls. I was gimbaling around next to pretty well-known actor.
That's D.
Oh, yeah.
For those who care, that's Derek. Nice. Even with a mask on, you can still tell he can give the finest runway models a run for their money. That's my guy.
Was that from this week?
It was.
Nice.
Everything.
Did that get flagged on the thing?
I have to pick what day it was. I think it was Monday.
Yeah, Monday. Yeah.
Monday.
But Derek Sanders has been rocking it in my world. Of course, my wife is like the backbone. She's been rocking it like for sure. Mm-hmm. And then obviously for the last month and a half-ish, Amanda Diaz, who was supposed to be joining me today, but I haven't seen her.
And where is she located, Kevin?
Amanda is on the West Coast.
Look at technology. Look at technology. And see, that's another benefit is that technology has been able to provide us an opportunity to continue working. Because if our clients didn't have a way of reaching people through COVID, which has been the internet or live streaming, relationships, much like for Amanda to be in the position that she's in, to be so clutch, for her to be remote is an asset for her to not feel like she's got to also be physically and literally within our community. I think that's a great benefit.
Yeah, huge shout out to Rachel Forey because Rachel introduced me to. Is that true? I think Josh Coates introduced me to Amanda initially, and then Amanda and Rachel were like, they
got the reintroduction.
Yeah, they were like twin sisters for a good time, and then Amanda, Rachel said, "Hey, Amanda does great administrative work, and I needed that," and so. And then Amanda said, "I'm moving to California." And that was before COVID. And we were like, oh, well, I need somebody local. And then we realized that local means on Zoom and anywhere in the world.
Right.
And after that introduction, we were like pretty much, hey, this could work. We could actually do some, hit some heavy hitters together. And Amanda has been just rocking it for me. So Amanda Diaz, you said you were joining us. Maybe she's out there pulling off administrative heroic
She very well
tasks
is.
as
So
we speak.
let me ask you this for your viewers: what does Kevin look for in drawing people into his talent pool? I might need my own podcast, but I did want to have you be able to share your insight on that.
Communication
Mm-hmm.
and a desire for awesomeness. Communication and desire for awesomeness, because I feel like that is what a team is about.
Mm-hmm.
You know, being ready to reach out
Right.
and communicate issues or problems. Like that's really a huge part of it. You know, like we are just trying to do something behind. So we've been working on this for this guy, a pastor, a doctor, A.R. Bernard out of Brooklyn,
Mm-hmm.
and we do these half-hour shows. If you want to check out what he's up to, you can go to arb.tv. I'll put that in the thing, arb.tv, and you can see Pastor A.R. Bernard's content, some of it which we're creating for them now. And what's great about I'll put that up here. What's great about Pastor Bernard is, you know, his mission statement, as described in these great produced interstitials we put in, is that he wants to bring faith, people together at the intersection of faith and culture. And then he says these words: "I'm just trying to leave a legacy behind." And I think that that's what I'm looking for, is
Mm-hmm.
people that are thinking, I want to leave an impact behind. Now, for me, motion pictures
Mm-hmm.
is where I love making an impact. I love creating images. I was on the phone yesterday, or not the phone again. Here we are in this virtual world. I was on the phone with the Zoom yesterday with this wonderful woman named Gunnell.
Mm-hmm.
And Gunnell and I both were showing a film a few years ago at this event called Rough Cuts here in Philadelphia. And Deanna Slamman says leaving a legacy is so important. Yeah, that's true. So true. But
That's a great
Gunnell and I
great
connected.
photo, Deanna. Great photo.
Gunnell and I connected visually because her work was just so stunning.
Mm-hmm.
And I was presenting something comedic that night. I was presenting the video, which is titled "You Came," Part 1 and 2.
Mm-hmm.
I can play that if you guys want to see it. But I know Deanna is in there with her daughter Corey. And what's interesting about it just has something visual. You know, for Goodell and I, we're very visual people, so we wanted to create something visual, a legacy of visuals.
Mm-hmm.
In addition to that, over the recent years, the legacy I want to create behind is joy. Is giving people joy. So what I'm looking for in teammates are people that do amazing work,
Mm-hmm.
people that are hard workers, people that want to leave a legacy behind, want to leave something. So even if you show up to do to be a production assistant, your legacy could be that everybody is well served with waters.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think that that's a really, you know, even if you're there and can only make a small impact, I want to see that people are there to do something impactful, not just to take, but to give to the project. You know?
I love that, and that can come over time. I think that you can be able to have someone exhibit that initially, and then when they're around, that begins to like present itself. One other component of the talent pool is you can be as passionate as you want to be. Like, and I love all of the whole intergalactic Earth, Wind, and Fire touchy-feely stuff you love. But when it comes down to you being able to be talented enough to, as they say, like cut the mustard, you don't make mistakes, you don't say the wrong thing at the wrong time. It's a lot of other things that factor into being good. Sometimes availability is better than ability, but then at the same time, being able to pull the right people in, it can be tricky. it can be tricky.
I'm gonna do this thing where I tried to bring in, see if I can play. We mentioned you came, and I know Deanna's watching. See if I can play this, and you can keep talking over top of it. I don't know if I can mix the sound on it. Let's try something.
Don't get me wrong, I'm excited. It's just been a while.
So
yeah, I don't think you'll have a problem
video that we
fitting
created.
in. Everyone is super welcoming, like super welcoming.
So Brian, you can unmute if you want to. And so this is a video we created.
You must be Tom. You came. We knew that you would come.
Oh, I didn't know I was that popular. Did you just take my picture?
Oh, don't want to be late? We'll see you inside.
Tom's here.
You came. Yes. We knew that you would come.
Hey.
So we created this video part of
Jesus today.
Our church did a couple years ago, and it was really a great experience.
We have been waiting to touch your face.
Why is everyone
tons of volunteers, a small crew, and we created a comedy music video in just a day of shooting. It was really kind of fun. So. Anyway, you can check out that on our website. Let me go back
are one
here
big
to-
family.
Kind of like the from every race.
How about from outer
Jan
space?
mentioned that we had.
I love it.
We are one big family.
Anyway, I'm still working out in StreamYard and how to get it to flow a little better than that.
I love that. It was good. I love some of the comedic timing, especially when she emerged from the hug. I love that moment. That stood out to me.
Yeah, great. So it's just those little things, like, we're in this very visual medium now. Even our daily interactions are visual mediums. I'm quarantined in the basement. My family's upstairs. And yesterday I FaceTime with them during bedtime for reading, and Jake had the phone and was just like putting different virtual heads on himself. And it was just kind of like, are we taking advantage of that? Are we taking advantage of that visual medium, and or just the moments in life? Deanna says, I laughed more than sang. So she was on set and not doing her job.
But whatever she did it well and felt good about it. She was part of something great, and that was her contribution.
Yeah, if you're joining us, I tested positive. I've passed my test on Sunday, and so that means I have
that's with a F-.
No, I've been getting F's. I've been taking these COVID tests for a year and a half now to get on film sets, and I just have been failing one test after another, and all of a sudden now I've passed. Vaccine.
It's the other way around. You actually passed it by being negative.
I passed it by being negative.
Yeah.
I never liked being a negative Nancy. No offense to Nancy's out there.
Same here, but I'd rather, in some tests, I'd rather be negative than positive.
Deanna says, congratulations. She's failed to big F's.
That's right.
Yeah.
Just keep failing forward.
Failing forward. Nice. Yeah. So Brian's been covering me on a lot of sets today. We were up, I felt imperative to get tested Sunday because we were going to hang out for Asher's birthday party in a tiny little escape room with some friends, and I was like, maybe these symptoms should get checked before I go into a tiny room with my daughter and all her friends. And we were supposed to film, or I was supposed to film on Monday with Derek and another crew from New York in Brooklyn. At a doctor's office, and then go into other shoots in school settings. And after I got my my positive test results, I called Brian, who's been
it was Sunday night. It was Sunday night for a Monday morning in Brooklyn, New York. shoot.
Yeah, not that that's unheard of for us. We've done that before.
Yeah, we've certainly done it, and I was surely glad to be part of it. I think part of the my willingness to be able to do it was knowing that I was going to be working with Derek, because I think working with Derek, it is not quite as much as a heavy lift, because Derek is knowledgeable enough that it allows for me to be able to focus on more than 3 things at one time. When Derek is not there, I have to focus on like 7 things.
It's really important. It's really important, the team effort you're talking about. We're talking about what goes in. It's one of those things where, yes, what goes into the things, or why do I bring people in?
Yeah.
It's to know that they can kind of take over a part of the workload, so that you can focus on what you need to focus on, which one day might be producing, another day might be directing, another day might be the cinematography, it might be the executive producing. Those are the kind of the 4 roles that kind of I've been filling lately. And so it's great to have someone like yourself who can fill in the directing and the DPing work, and then occasionally, with your humility, other roles on set, especially when we get out to doing drone stuff, like you said, Tampa, HBO, and having you come in to bring your wisdom and cinematic awesomeness.
Yeah, because I think it comes down to like pretty much like what you said, like just recognizing that your contribution in any capacity can be enough. That's when I put, ego aside, I put pride aside. And if, your role that day is to help out, if your willingness to be there is to contribute, then however you can help, fill in that gap. Whether it is getting water, whether it is running to Dunkin' Donuts before you catch up with the crew. When you catch up with the crew and you're willing to swing by Dunkin' Donuts, they're not going to look at you as the Dunkin' Donuts runner. They'll look at, I don't care how you look to me. I want to ensure that the team is comfortable, we're happy, and know that when Brian shows up, he thought about your welfare before he even got there. And it's just those smaller things. Like, yeah, when you get there, everyone's role is valued, because we have a way of being able to handpick people who are like-minded. Everyone is there for the right reason, and they leave their egos at the door.
Awesome, man. Hey, well, I think we should sign off here soon. I got to check in on Amanda, make sure she's okay. But wanted to just give a shout out. It was Giving Tuesday this week, and I'll put some things in the chat here. Number 1, if you need some video production services and you want to get COVID, you can call me. I can come out. I can quarantine with you.
Kev can teach you how to pass your COVID test with failing colors.
Yeah, we can work. I'm not opposed. The recommendations are to quarantine, but if you want COVID, if you have belief system like I want to get it,
go ahead and check that box so you can share your experiences with other people. There
are some philosophies out there like get it, herd immunity. Who's to say that's not right? I'm here to share with you. I'll avoid everybody else, but I'll come directly to your house and we can collaborate on a film together, have dinner together, whatever, cough in each other's faces.
Take this with you.
I think Brian say I'm not doing that to you.
Take that.
Anyway,
take that with you.
If you want to, be a part of what we're doing cinematically, if you need a crew, need individuals, need cameras. We have Arri Alexas, our high end. We've got Sony FS7s. We've got DSLRs. We've got PTZ cameras. Set up a podcast like this on a more professional level. Head over if you just want to see what we do, see what Brian and I do on the high end level. It's get-kinetic.com. You can go check that out. And then if you're saying, hey, I love comedy, I love laughter. We are about 7 years ago. I had this spiritual reawakening. It was a come to Jesus moment. That was a come to Jesus moment. And I created this nonprofit called Funny&Amen. And you can go over there and if you know, if you didn't have a place for your Giving Tuesday money to go, 501 Funny and Amen is a 501c3, and there's a support button there, and you can sign up to become one of our monthly donors. What we're trying to do, you know, there's content people out there that are making like seriously Christian content, and like there's some serious Christians like myself that are like, that's too much. It's too it's not too much, it's just too much for us. And so what I'm trying to do is to create content that's joyful, that's like straight. Anybody can sit down and we can talk about religion, even though it's not maybe part of your world. And you can tell me why. And I'm here to listen and laugh and love on you. So if you want information about that, head over to funny-and-amen.com. There's comedy videos over there. You'll get to our YouTube channel, but there's also a support page. And we're looking for 700 people to give $20 a month to make, so we can leave a legacy of laughter. Mark your calendars. There's a holiday I'm really trying to emphasize. It's April 1st. It's the Legacy of Laughter Day. April 1st, April Fool's Day. So more information about what we're going to do for that. Last year we did a 10-hour live stream. This year it's going to be 10 hours, hopefully filled with joy and laughter and pranks. If you got a prank that you want to do, please send me an email at funny-and-amen@gmail.com. And
if you want to do a prank on your pastor or your music director at your church, something that you feel could be brief but fun, that way your congregation can also become followers of Funny and Amen. But no,
that's an amazing idea. And yeah, and we're going to try to do it live. So if you're like me that says April Fools, we're going to try to do this live, schedule different pranks during the day, and let everybody just enjoy seeing that. So if you got something you want to add to that, love, we want to be a part of it, want to be part of producing it and planning it, yeah, just reach out to me at funny-and-amen@gmail.com. All right. Thanks, Brian.
Hey, the pleasure's all mine. I have work to do. I have a shoot tonight.
Oh yeah, you do.
And 2 yesterday. I did 2 because I'm a machine. I did 2 shoots back to back yesterday. And I'm not gonna. But since nobody cares, I just keep it to myself and keep pushing.
Well, hold on a second. I just got a text from Amanda. She, you know, we're at that age we have children.
What's she talking about?
She's saying she had a meeting. Oh, she left her phone there. She left her phone somewhere. She's updating Chrome.
Can you imagine leaving your phone? That's like people have their lives in their pocket, become paralyzed.
Yeah, it's like what if you leave your phone somewhere? It's just like great. You just feel like you went back like 30 years.
Do you feel like sometimes that you have to put your phone away to kind of get back to you? Because you're on your phone a lot. So do you find yourself at ease when you're not near it? And you have to force yourself to be at ease? Or do you just keep it by you, stay on it because that's just your norm?
I go, yeah, I like taking breaks with my phone. I don't do it often. I definitely don't do it often, but I do like trying to take those breaks. How about yourself? Do you say I'm on my phone?
I could be away from my phone for 35, 45 minutes, and if people miss me, they miss me. Because I've always got to maintain my own psychological wellness and well-being. So I'll be available to you when I'm ready to be available to you. Now, usually if it rings, I answer it. If it texts, I respond. But if it's not with me, I don't panic. Like, oh, life's happening without me. Nor do I have to feel like I have to be on call for other people. Like that's how I maintain my peace. Is that I gotta live for me. And if I'm living for somebody else, I'm not living to my fullest. So yeah, everybody waits. When my cup runneth over. See, it's almost like, you know, when they use the term when my cup runneth over because I'm so blessed and I'm so fulfilled. But you got to remember, it's like when you get worn thin, it's because you've got to remember that cup is for you. And whatever overflows from that cup, when it runneth over, that's for other people. You got to maintain your own cup. So when the phone rings and emails ring and texts come, that's not for you. That's not for other. You can't give yourself to other people at that point yet. Only when you runneth over and you feel fulfilled, that's when I'm able to multitask and be at my best and do this. And because it's a lot of things happening, but you've got to take care of you. And that overflows for everybody else. So when my cup runneth over, which it does, that's why I can do 2 shoots in a day. Because I know there's somebody else that would love to have the problems I have. People would love to have the problems I have. But I don't take it for granted. So I push and I push and I push and I go. But when I feel I'm starting to get that cup is not running over, I got to pause, put the phone away, reset, even if it's only an hour and a half. And I re-engage. You don't get me until my cup runneth over. That's how I get peace of mind and I sleep good.
True. Well, let's jump and we'll try to bring back Amanda later and just say our thanks for her, but
for sure.
All right, Brian, thanks for being here. If you guys were watching, thanks for being here as well. Super appreciate you. And yeah.
It was fun. I love it.
Put them in the chat, even though we're not gonna be live. All right, later.
You got it.
Again, people, that was Brian Atkins, who's been just doing an amazing job covering me. And again, just to give you some shout outs to Brian and to my other teammates, Derek and Amanda, who've been just rocking it. If you want to see some video production work we're doing, head over to our production company, get-kinetic.com. You can see some of our work over there, our aerial work, our underwater work, corporate and commercial work, and live streaming. And then if you want to, if you're in the mindset to laugh a little bit, head over to funny&amen.com and show your support. We'd, that's a nonprofit, and the more money we get in, the more comedy we put out. And there's no salaries over there. It's just money in and comedy out, giving joy and leaving a legacy on that channel. All right, guys. Thanks very much, and see you soon. And I'll see you, world, next Thursday, because Wednesday is my last day of quarantining. Yeah. Happy COVID, everybody.